I decided to make this project about list comprehension in Python. I had one entry-level class in Python before all my classes started using Java, and as a result, I never really got to see what made Python special because I was just learning the basics that exist in pretty much every language. I had also dumped pretty much all of the syntax from the language out of my brain until I started working at the tutoring center, where I was forced to relearn the language almost on the fly so I could help students debug. One of the things I repeatedly get wrong was the shortcuts do and don't exist with Python lists. I really enjoyed how easy it was to work with lists in Haskell, and there have been multiple occasions where some of those features would have been useful for one of the people I was helping. As a result, I'm using this as an excuse to help me learn more about it. Here are some of the things I found. First, Python has some really nice shorthand that allows you to perform actions like Haskell's filter function. It's not quite as clean because you have to write the loop inside the call instead of just saying what you want to filter in or out, but it's still pretty nice. Say I wanted to look for all the games in a list that contained the letter E and print it. Without list comprehension, I would have to write it out in a loop like this. And then just to see the output. With list comprehension, I can just put it all inside a print statement and have it done on one line, and I can even call functions on the values if I need. So if I was like unsure if the list I made, you know, was like a mix of uppercase and lowercase, then I could do print x for x in games if e in x dot upper. So gives me the same list. And if I only want the games that don't contain E, I can also do so very easily. It's not super exciting, but it's nice to know it still exists. We can also use this to create a copy of a list. I'll make the copy all uppercase to show that they're not the same list. So new list equals boop, boop, x dot upper for x in games. Print games. New list, so they're all uppercase. And the original list is still the same. It's also nice that I can make changes to the current expression before it ends up in the new list. Similarly, we can make it so the expression contains conditions so that we can manipulate the outcome, which is, what I did before. But this is a more interesting example, so print x if x is not if it's not cyberpunk, else Stardew. For x in games. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? X if x does not equal cyberpunk, else Stardew for x in games. What's wrong? Oh, I didn't put it inside the... This is why I always type these things out first. Okay, there you go. So now Cyberpunk, what used to be Cyberpunk in the list is now Stardew. Second, I found that we can also make a list of range using, uh, we can also make a list using a range of numbers similar to the, that syntax in Haskell. Like with the last few examples, it's not quite as clean as the Haskell version, but it's still pretty nice. So print x for x in range. Okay, so 1 through 9. You can also add a conditional if you need that. You know, you can even do a nested list comprehension to make a 2D list. J for J. Five. For I in range 3. So there's that. I also found some interesting stuff with the Python indexing syntax. For example, they make it very easy to do stuff like reverse each string in a list. Oh, I felt like something was wrong. That's right. Okay, because I need that. Okay, there we go. So yeah, they're all reversed. We can also work with lists in a fashion that's very similar to how Haskell uses the like head tail patterns, even if it takes a couple extra steps. So like we can do head equals games at 0, and then we can do tail equals games from 1 onward. Print head. Print tail. Like that. I also found a small syntax thing that was interesting to me. So, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then so that reverses the list, as we might expect. This, though, that removes the last item from the list. But both, okay. But both of these do the exact same thing. Both of them removes the first item from the list. I'm not sure what the difference between the two is, but I thought it was interesting. And that's about it.